What's up guys, it's Flash with tradingwithflash.com. In this video I'm going to go over some indicators I use when trading momentum stocks, so stay tuned. Okay guys, in this video we're going to cover trading momentum stocks, what indicators I use, and some of the strategies I like to play when trading momentum stocks. So unfortunately it is the weekend, so the market's closed, so we don't have our level 2s and the time and sales is not moving, so it might be a little bit trickier to show you this video, but we're going to just give it a go and show you some of my techniques and some of my strategies to use. So what indicators I like to use is obviously volume is massively important when trading momentum stocks, and I don't use the MACD. So sometimes I would use the RSI, but 9 times out of 10 it's mostly just volume is what I'm reading. The other indicators I do use is a VWAP. I use a 9 EMA, which is the pink one. I use the Bollinger Bands, which is the red, the green and the white, and the green one is a 20 EMA as well. So this is what I use, the Bollinger Bands. So basically I use Bollinger Bands, a 9 EMA and the VWAP for momentum trading, along with the volume I'm reading. And what else is super important is level 2s, which is normally based down here. This is the bid side, this is the ask side, and what you normally see when the market's open is you see market makers coming in with bids, and you see the size of the position they're looking to buy. And over here you're looking at sellers, that you're seeing the size of the position they're looking to sell and at what price. Now this is time and sales. This is very important to go in conjunction with the level 2s when they are live. What you want to see here is when you're playing momentum plays is you want to see a lot of green going through the tape. So if you see green going through the tape, that means the ask over here is being bought by buyers. So a lot of green, it means a lot of interest in the trade and a lot of people buying up the ask. Now if you see a lot of red going through the tape, that's a lot of people buying on the bid or getting out on the bid. You don't want to see a lot of red going through a tape on a momentum play, so focus on the green and you're focusing on people buying up the ask. Now what you want to see here is you want to see big size coming in on the bid, so you want to see a lot of shares being put in to say, okay, I want to see, I'm buying 5,000 shares here, I'm bidding for 5,000 shares. You want to see people holding that up, but we'll break down level 2 in other videos, so don't get too tied up on that. I just wanted to recap what it is roughly. I will break it down in full detail on how to read it when the market is open, but I just wanted to go through some of my indicators and some of my strategies I do use. So going over it again, volume massively important when trading. You can use the RSI, that's another trick. I did make a video on that in some of my trading momentum tips. I do sometimes like to use, if the RSI is above 70, I will enter, but I won't go into that too much. That's in a previous video. So some of the techniques I really like to use when I'm trading momentum stocks is when they're under $10, I will look at either a whole or a $half break. These are sometimes really strong patterns. So what you're looking at here is going in now over the weekend. So this closed out, this ticker is DEST. This closed out on Friday, which was yesterday, at 540, and the high was 548. What that is it's a big resistance just under the 550 mark. Now if we go into Monday and that's still floating under 550, it's still relative in people's minds, it still has volume. What we would do then is we would look for the break above 550 when the market opens, if it already didn't run. But you have to be looking, if there's no volume in this, there's no point in even watching it if it's going to break 550. Who gives a rat's? It has to meet your criteria, so it has to have your volume and all your other criteria that you're looking for to trade momentum plays. But this is one of the techniques I like to use, is to break it a whole or the $half. So let's pretend this is Monday morning and we're in pre-market here, and it's flagging out at 540 here pre-market, and you're looking for the break of 550 previous resistance, and it's a $half significant break, so it's meeting a lot of the criteria that we're looking for. And this is pre-market, so we're flagging. The entry would be 551 break. The reason why if it's so close to 550, a lot of people will say, oh, I'll jump in here at 548. If it's an all-time high and it's flagging out at 548 and there hasn't been a resistance at 550, I might consider doing that to get in at 545 to have that 5 cent comfort before the break. If there's a resistance, like in this case there is at 550, I won't get in at 545 solely because I'm risking that it will be rejected and the trade will break down a lot faster than it broke up. Like in this case, it broke down a hell of a lot faster, and you're just risking that your stop will be blown through and all the other things. So it comes into various. If it's been rejected before 550, I will not get in a little bit earlier. If it hasn't been rejected by 550, it's an all-time high or something, I will get in earlier for the break. And I will be reading the volume as well. So break at $0.50 here would be 551 would be my entry, and my target price would be a 2-to-1 ratio, for example, and I would be reading the volume. If the volume's still piling in, I might just sell half and hold on to half, or I might just get out of the trade. I'm in a habit lately of selling early, and it's kind of frustrating, but at least you're covering green. Some weeks when I try not to sell early, I end up with losses, so it's just trying to find that fine balance. Now, another one I like to use is the whole dollar break. Can be a lot more significant than the $0.50 break. So let's ignore this section of the chart here. This is actually a pretty good one. Where are we? Let's ignore anything from that side of, let's ignore this whole chart, anything that splits the candle here. So we're just looking at this section for now. So what we're doing here is we're in the market, market's open, it's flagged, it popped up, it flagged out, it held the 20, it's kind of broke the 9, which isn't a great sign. It held the 20 well, and we're starting to increase volume here to get the spike back up. Now, people will jump in on the volume of the spike, but I'm just going to break down one of my styles, so we're not going to talk about that just yet. I'm going to talk about the $5 break. So it's getting huge volume, it's increasing. Your break is set at 501. You got the break at 501. You're reading the volume is still coming in. There's still a lot of volume there, as you can see in them green candles. It broke nice, easily. Small bit of a pullback. You wouldn't have been stopped out, depending on your risk to reward ratio. You shouldn't have been. To get a huge move to the upside. So nearly a 50-cent move there. With really no pullbacks at all. It was quite nice. So that's just two of the strategies I like to use. The whole dollar and the $0.50 break are quite significant. Again, just judge the different factors when you're doing it, like the volume, the level 2s, the time and sales, and is it a previous resistance? Is it an all-time high? Kind of go over your techniques and your strategies and your criteria that you're looking for this to meet. And guys, there's some of my indicators and strategies I like to use. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment and hit that like button. Guys, thanks for watching. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please hit that like, subscribe, and also hit that little bell to get a notification on my videos that get uploaded weekly. Once again, guys, I want to thank you for your support so much. If you do have any questions, please put it in the comments below. I'm happy to help anyone who reaches out. So God bless. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. There is a link in the description below. I've prepared a full module of everything you need to know how to get started in the stock world from A to Z, all the way from what platforms to use to affordable education. And I go into huge detail about candles. Check that link, guys. I hope you all enjoy.